Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom left-hand corner, man. You know where else to find us. Obviously, if you just want to hear my voice. My next guest, though, he was previously on this band called Err Spoken. It also said he has a clothing line called Dream Fake. He also did some acting. I think he just found me on Instagram, and then I looked on his page, and he just had, like, a whole bunch of covers, and I was like, yo, like, I really like this kid's voice. I ended up going on his YouTube, his Spotify, and he has this song called Situations that is out right now. Check it out. Justin Bernardez, everybody.
How's it going? Nice to finally meet you.
Can we do JB for short?
Let's
or
do
not?
JB. No.
No.
Call me JB.
The Black JB.
There it is. I've said that before. I'm like, yo, I'm like the Black JB.
Yeah.
Or Jonas Brothers. It works.
Your voice is so much more different than JB. It's like on this deeper tone. Like, I can't even, like, draw the comparison, honestly.
I know, but that's a good thing. It's a
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah.
So, you came out with the iced out chain and whatnot. Where do you get that from?
All right, I have a funny story. Everybody asked me about this, and I'm like, okay. Everyone, like, tries to buy these $200 chains. Home Depot. I just gave away the sauce. I just gave away the sauce. 90 cents. 90 cents. I've leaked it to the world now. I leaked it to the world.
I appreciate the honesty.
There it is. Now everyone can have one.
Yeah, man, that looks legit.
No, it's so...
Yo, you know when I was maybe like 14, 15 years old, I used to work at the mall, and it was at one of these kiosks where we can sell belts, fake chains,
no way.
Everything.
At the mall?
At the mall. So I was decked the fuck out.
I believe it.
I mean, I can't find any of these chains anymore. I'm glad they're all gone because I probably look like what's this 14-year-old wearing fake jewelry and whatnot. But you know what I mean? Like it was just like one of those things when I was a kid. I was like, yo, this is really cool. And I think it's crazy because I don't want to get too deep into this topic, but it's crazy because a lot of artists tend to spend their advances on the fanciest things once they get
100%, 100%. I would do that too, though. Sparingly, though. Very, very sparingly.
At least just once.
Yeah, just once. I got to have one. I'm like, no more Home Depot chains. I got to get the iced out ones.
Yeah.
In time.
So, man, how did you find me, by the way? Was it just like on some Instagram?
So it's so funny. I feel like I came across one of your videos. I wish I could remember which one it was, like months ago, completely by accident. It popped up in my YouTube.
Bryce?
No. It popped up in my YouTube recommended, and I was like, let me just watch it. And then I was just like, yo, he is a good interviewer. I was like, how can I get a hold of him? And I was like, I'm just try DMing. I was like, let's do it. You saw it. You responded. Boom. Here we are.
Wow.
Here we are. So shout out to YouTube recommended.
Wow.
Saved my life.
I'm happy that a video of ours ended up on the recommended page.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it was, though. But then I just went on a binge spree. I was like, let me watch.
Damn, I appreciate that,
man. Of course,
man.
man. Absolutely.
And, me being a fan of your music now, I want to know, like, when did music start? Because I saw you were a drummer initially.
Yeah. So I began playing music from what I can remember in the 3rd grade. And I was in band class. And I played drums. That was the first instrument ever. And then I joined advanced band in 3rd grade. There's beginning and advanced. They're like, you're going to go to advanced. I was like, all right, cool.
What does advanced band in 3rd grade
I know.
look like?
Well, okay. I think it was like there was band for like 3rd through like 5th graders and then like 7th and 8th. Or it was something like that. But they just put me with all the 7th and 8th graders, and I was tiny. I had to be like 4 foot something. But that's when it started for me. And then my parents put me in piano lessons, I think shortly after that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't start singing until about maybe 4 years ago now. Yeah,
wow.
About 4 years ago.
So you were much more on the production side of everything prior to even starting music. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. Usually we get the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm surprised your parents really wanted to put you in that musical situation because I can only imagine how difficult it is for some parents to really say like, oh, yeah, we're just going to have you do music
throw
full
you
time.
into it. Yeah, none of my parents do music at all. So it was kind of bizarre how it all happened. Maybe I tried drums, I was good, and they're like, let's keep pushing you in this direction. But yeah, that's pretty much how it started for me.
Well, also you're from LA too, right?
Yeah, so you kind
of... You're like surrounded by the acting and the music and
like,
everything.
Please do everything.
Yes.
Please do everything, yeah. But they're the greatest parents in the world. They always pushed me. And
now let me ask you this. Is it something that you really wanted to do when you were young?
100%. I couldn't draw. I couldn't sing like at the time. I had no other talents. I thought I was going to be like a professional skateboarder. That didn't happen. And so thankfully I loved music, stuck with it, and then boom, here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how do you get onto this band called Airspoken?
Yeah, so at the time, we were all just like really, really close friends, and we all knew each other in other musical acts. And then all of those didn't work out. And we were like, hey, we should just make a group together. And we did. That's exactly what we did. So we all started a group, and there was like a Ryan Seacrest like cover competition, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we entered, and that kind of started everything for us. We got like 11th place or something horrible, but we made fans for like life, and so that's how that started.
Because even 11th place, you can imagine how many eyes, how much attention you got at that time.
Absolutely. And I think it was strictly online too. I didn't see it anywhere else.
How old were you when Airspoken started?
Gosh, what was I? Maybe like 18? 17, I think. 17.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, so it was a good minute ago.
Damn. So then, while you're being like a drummer and a pianist throughout high school, like, are you strictly just doing everything like in school, or were you doing gigs like performing outside?
Well, Airspoken happened right after high school for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do too much of that during high school,
Gotcha.
but in high school I was in drumline, and that took up like all my time. Like band was lame, but drumline was cool. So
The only thing I think about whenever I hear drumline in high school is like the Nick Cannon
yeah,
movie.
you're gonna
Dude,
say
like,
that. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's competitive.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I did.
And you guys were probably just competing against like other high schools,
Yep,
performing at
at
the football
game.
game.
Yes, you know.
Man, that's such a great energy because we didn't have a drum line at my high school.
No
It was like an
way.
all boys high school, and we had like a band, but I mean they would just perform. We didn't have like a full on like set like
No
that. And that's
way.
one thing I was always jealous of and
Yeah.
envious of like in high school. I'm like, why don't we have this?
Right. I feel that. Yeah, it was cool. I had like drumline clout. That helped.
Yeah.
School knew who I was. I was like, this is cool.
I'm surprised. Do you do like drumline videos in your Instagram?
No,
Oh,
because I don't
bro,
own a drum though. I would do it though. I would do it for the fans. They'll be
Yeah, 'cause
like,
that's
"Look
like a
at you."
super niche thing. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that before.
That's where it starts. I might start that. That could be really cool.
Hey man, all I know is if you do end up doing that, I need my 5% at the end of the day. You dig?
10%. You're getting 10%. 10.
So, Airspoken, you guys start around when you're 18 years old. What's the first move that you guys do, like post Ryan Seacrest competition?
I think so where it started, yeah, so we did like an Ariana Grande cover. I can't remember that song Problem, like a couple of years ago.
With Iggy Azalea, I think?
Yeah, I think she was in that. So right after that worked, I was like, well, we should keep doing covers. I mean, one worked, we didn't have any original content out, so we kept doing covers. Eventually started performing. We had like 3 sold out shows in a row.
Wow.
And then
where were you guys performing? Where were those 3 sold out shows?
they were all in LA. I can't remember the name of the venues at
Yeah.
the moment, but they were all in LA, and those are crazy. And then we got a manager, and we went on tour in Asia, and it was a
Whoa.
whole experience.
So
yeah.
you're like, what, 18 years old touring Asia?
I think it was like 19 at the
19?
time, something like that.
What was that like for you?
It was crazy. We went to the Philippines, and yes, I have never wanted to go back to a place so bad.
Why is that?
The culture there it's one thing seeing the culture being brought over to like the US, but actually being there and meeting the people, and they just care about music so much more, and everyone just cares about people so much more.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are not real. Like, please take me back.
I think in a sense because when I went back to the Philippines when I was 16 years old, right? Like all they really have is just go to work and go to school. And you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like everyone's in their flip-flops, their shorts, just
Yeah,
chilling,
chilling.
just like living life. So when it comes down to music or somebody like yourself who they probably saw as a celebrity, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is huge.
Yeah.
This is something new." So I can imagine the love that they
It was
gave
amazing. And like they told me like they never see black people, so that just made it way cooler. So they're like, "Oh my gosh." And I was like, "What's happening?"
That's so funny.
Like, we don't see black people. They called me Black. That was my name in the Philippines. But I wasn't offended. They're like, "Black." And I was like, at least I knew it was me. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?
Yo,
Nice to meet you."
That's hilarious.
I
man.
loved it. I want to go back so bad.
Well, what's your favorite Filipino food?
Oh my gosh, this is a really tough question because I tried so many things I've never heard of before.
Okay.
What's the one with like the duck and the egg?
Oh, hell
Like-
no. That's your favorite?
No, it's not my favorite, but I'm just trying to remember it.
Balut.
Yeah, I tried that. I'm trying to remember everything I tried.
I'm like, if that's your favorite,
No,
you
it's
gotta
not.
leave. We
No,
can end it right
thankfully,
here.
not my favorite. That was definitely an experience. I had some pants that was amazing.
Okay.
I think that would probably be my favorite, to be honest.
The noodles?
It was amazing. I don't remember
Yeah,
where we
man,
went,
look.
but someplace took care of us, and it was incredible. It was the
Man,
best.
look, I love pancit myself, but if you say that's your favorite food, that's your favorite food. I can't knock it. So where else in Asia did you guys end up touring to?
Strictly Philippines, yeah.
Okay.
But I think we were supposed to go to Japan a little later, maybe, and Korea, but I'd left the group at that time, so I didn't do that, yeah.
Damn, so you left kind of midway through the tour.
I finished up the tour, and I left, like, shortly after.
Got you.
I hit a point where I was like, I think I want to do music on my own. And,
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I am now.
How did your band members take that?
To my face, fantastic, but after that, it was really bad. You know, I feel like in groups, when one person wants to leave, it gets misconstrued or misinterpreted. So it didn't end the best. I don't talk to them anymore, but I think they're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing.
I've seen that happen so many times. Like, I think on a smaller scale, we can see somebody like Caitlin and Miles.
Yeah,
If you ever heard
absolutely.
of him.
Yeah.
Like, I've had Miles in here too, and he said the same thing. He was just like, you know, like we had our falling out, and I just hope he's good.
Yeah, and that's
Alright, I get it.
exactly where I'll leave it.
And now you see people like Fifth Harmony too. Like you see Camila Cabello. Like I remember seeing this Instagram clip where they would just zoom into her face and you would see how unhappy
Yeah.
she was. And I'm like,
It's
wow,
crazy.
like there were literally hints throughout her entire career. And then as soon as she's out, like she just happened to be the flourishing superstar.
Yeah,
amongst all of them.
100%. That's really how it goes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you leave a group, you're either really going to make it or you're really going to fail. Or you're in a weird limbo.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I've only gone up. So I'm really happy about that.
I could kind of see why, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I could kind of see why you wanted to venture off on your own because even being part of Drumline, you are part of not just 3 people. You're part of like a whole team, maybe
Yeah.
like 20, 30 people.
Yeah, exactly.
And then immediately graduating high school and then starting a group called Err Spoken with, 2 other people?
2 other members, yeah.
Yeah, so then 3 of you, it's kind of like if you feel like you deserve the shine and you deserve the recognition as a solo artist, like you definitely need that because you've been surrounded by groups for
Exactly.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah. And I feel like at a point you start like outworking everybody. And I feel like that's where it really clicked for me when I was doing 99% or 98% and the other 2 were doing 1%. I was like, I think I just got to put all my 100 into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it scary for you diving into a solo career immediately after quitting the group?
Not for me, just because I was really confident and I knew what I wanted to do. I think I had a really clear vision of what music I wanted to make, and the fan base transferred over, so that really helped too.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for the fans, it would have been really difficult.
You're really in this kind of dark pop realm.
Yeah.
Who do you listen to?
See, this is the craziest answer I'm ever gonna give you. Nobody. I like hardly listen to music. Because I don't know, I don't hear anything that grabs me anymore. Like, I'll listen to a bunch of new artists, like a bunch of people that are debuting just to kind of see, like, what's happening out there. But I don't think I can say I'm actively listening to anybody on the regular.
Wow.
I know, it's a really weird answer.
So then what do you do when it's not music?
Gosh, if it's not music, I love photography.
Okay.
That's like a little side thing. I shoot music videos. A lot of people don't know that. So I started directing music videos when I was, like, 18. 19, so I love doing that.
Whose music videos have you shot?
Oh gosh,
and directed?
I'll start with photography because that one's cooler.
Yeah, for sure.
I've shot Nick Cannon. Oddly enough,
Tight.
Yeah, I shot Nick Cannon. I've shot 2 Chainz. I've shot. You know who Somo is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've shot Somo. Shot Rich the Kid. These are photography. Video, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but photography, I've made my rounds.
How do you get into rooms for shooting for like a Nick Cannon and a 2 Chainz and a Somo? Like, if you guys don't know Somo, he's like this dope cover YouTube
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly
like he's
that.
tried to make his way into the mainstream industry. But to my point, like, how do you find yourself in these rooms?
Honestly, emails and hoping for the best. I hit a lot of no's before I got any yeses, and I think I just spend a day sending out 20, 30 emails. And, you know, out of those 20 to 30, maybe 1% will respond. But when I got that 1%, I was like, no excuses. It's grind time.
Yeah.
Like, I got to do it.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Where do you even find the time to get into photography throughout?
Oh, man.
Like,
I think it's because it happened before I really dove into music.
okay.
So thankfully, it like carried over. I don't have enough time for it now just because music is doing so well. But before, I would just make time for it because it was fun and it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about who I'm shooting. I knew I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's different. I think a photographer's point of view is so much more different than just like the regular eye. Because then sometimes we'll just literally pass by the world, but then if you see a photo, right? Like there's something about it that tinkles your eye.
Yeah.
And it makes you notice something completely different than what you actually envisioned, I guess.
100%. You start seeing things like through a lens in your head. It's really weird, but it gives you like an eye for detail. And I feel like that's why it's really important.
Yeah, I could see that too. Because even if you apply that to music, like if you got to be extremely detailed with your photography, you got to apply that to the music too.
Yeah, like every little thing counts. Even things people don't hear, it counts. Because like for me, I think I produced every song that I've released so far.
Wow.
Except I have like 2 songs with DJs. I didn't produce those. But all of my other original songs that are just me, I've just produced myself in my room. And it's like, there's the smallest details in there that people will never hear, but I'll spend like an hour just trying to dial it in. I'm like, is that snare right?
Yeah.
I'm like, is that 808 hitting? I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
It's hitting. Yeah.
Damn, so you're even like what, a bedroom producer at
Yeah,
that point
pretty
too.
much.
And now I totally do not get anything right now because how do you just not listen to anybody? You're able to produce your own music in your bedroom, like something's up.
I know. I think it's like I don't listen to people regularly, but like I have music in my phone. Like I love K-pop. I fell in love with K-pop, but it's like I don't think
BTS fan?
I love
or is
BTS.
that too mainstream?
No, I love BTS. Thankfully, I got into them like right before they started popping off. But like BTS, GOT7, like NCT, like all those groups. Like I pay attention more to that now than like artists over in America.
Yeah.
And I think if I didn't tour internationally, I probably would have never done that.
Yeah.
Because I just think like in the U.S., you don't see it till it's here. So I feel like when you're in the U.S. and you go out, then you're just kind of like, whoa, like there's another life here. It's
that's
crazy.
why I've seen over at the radio station, I've seen BTS like come by just to do their interviews, and I'm like, why are there hella Asian people out here? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But then once I put 2 and 2 together, I'm like, do they really just have that much diehard fans?
Right.
So it makes you think about, okay, how is the music being presented? Like, first of all, their music videos are fire.
Yeah.
The songs I don't understand, but then you can see the dynamics that they put into it. Like, there's a formula to everything.
Yeah, big
and
time.
I don't know why people don't look at the bigger artists and be like, okay, you don't necessarily have to dissect the sound, but like, what's the formula that they have going on, and how can I apply that to my own thing?
Definitely, and I feel like that's what's hard for a lot of up and coming artists, because I feel like sometimes that formula is a lot easier with a lot of money behind you backing it. Yeah.
That too.
So when you don't have the money, you're like, how do I recreate this same formula on a lower budget level? I feel like that's where a lot of artists get stuck. But once you kind of crack the code and find out what works for you and staying humble at the same time, I feel like it only goes up.
Yeah. You had one song that I think cracked the code. Fuck, I can't even remember the name of it. Was it Dinero maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Let me see.
That one's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, because you had one on here that was like really moving. Let me see. Ooh, I put Jutin.
That works too, but I may not come up.
Let's see. Baila.
Oh, yeah, that one. That one's really going.
That one kind of cracked the code.
Yeah. I think it's because I sang Spanish in it too. My dad's from Honduras, so like the whole Latin stuff is kind of like in my blood. And my dad will talk to me in Spanish. No idea what he's saying. I was like, Dad, you know I don't know. But I've been trying to learn. I've really been trying to learn. And that whole wave is kind of taking over right now.
It really is. I just had this guy, Baby Gas, in just the other day. And I don't know if you've noticed that I think I want to say it started off with "I Like It" from Cardi B.
Yeah, that helps.
Literally that combination of hip hop.
Despacito, yeah.
Despacito too, right? And now we have like Mia, Bad Bunny, Drake.
Yeah.
There's this kid out of Watts. His name is AMBJ. He has this
Oh,
song called
yeah.
Uno,
Uno,
Dos,
Dos,
right?
yeah.
You know, like, and I'm seeing this happening now, and it raised the question to me, like, is it okay for hip hop to grab cultures like that and implement it into their sound?
No, that's a really good question. I feel like it is, only because I feel like it's exposing a lot more people, and I feel like it's connecting a lot more people to like one central theme. There's definitely a lot of people doing it for the numbers, like because it's in, and you know, everyone does their own thing. But I think, I don't know, it's crazy what it's doing right now. Now it's all over. And like you said, like Cardi, when that song came out, when Havana came out, it was just kind of starting, and then boom, can't get away from it. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's freaking everywhere now. And I think also to your point too, hip hop being this one genre that takes from so many different sounds and genres and colors and everything. I think it would be okay for them to, you know, take that Latin vibe. Yeah. Like, hey, we're gonna put like a hip hop twist to
100%. And it's kind of cool hearing it. I feel like before we would hear just like kind of straight up reggae beats or reggaeton or just anything like that. But now you kind of get like these trap beats and combining these feels, and kind of like people that wouldn't normally listen to that type of music will keep their ears open now because it's like a blend between genres. And
I think the blend too also creates different triggers in our head because we're so used to listening to the same type of sound over and over again. Like, I want to say every time I DJ, and I literally have a section that says 2000s R&B.
Really?
And that is so packed with, like, you know, every single song from, like, Ashanti to Ja Rule to, like, J-Lo. And it's, like, not that they all sound the same, but, like, you can kind of, like, pack them into, like, one thing. My point being is that now as a DJ, having this particular wave of, like, a mixture of hip-hop and Latin, like, it just gives, like, a whole new section to my entire set. And, you know, there's at least one or two people in the crowd that mess with it.
Exactly. I'm sure there's more than that too. But also, I feel like if you weren't a good DJ, then maybe it wouldn't translate as well. Because it's your job to choose what songs to play and stuff as a DJ. So you got the power too.
Hey, so much power, man. It's difficult to fit dark pop though, bro.
I know.
Like, that's such like a very niche sound that I feel like hasn't even been born yet. I mean, it's here, but I don't think it's reached that point to where it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's not mainstream yet. I feel like it definitely has its market. And you know what's crazy? It's like when I was doing the boy band stuff, it was really pop, but it was also like leading into dark pop. And when I started making music on my own, I was like, what genre do I want to be? Like, I love oldies, but I love pop. Like, I loved One Direction and Justin Bieber. And so I just created a song one day, and I was like, I guess this is my song.
Yeah.
And, I mean, my sound. And that song was called There I Go. It was, like, really dark. And I think
you just released that last year?
Yeah, that was, like, my first single. So much has happened in 1 year. Like, I got verified in 1 year. Like, the streams are picking up. I'm like, whoa. Like, right after I left the group, I was like, it just kept going up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the whole dark pop thing, it's interesting. I feel like I'm such a happy person, but my song sounds so dark, but I smile a lot. So I can't, like, I'm a mess.
Who am I thinking of right now? It's this weird dynamic where, okay, now I know. There's this kid named Ray Vaughn who I interviewed out of Long Beach. Mm-hmm. He can rap his ass off, but all his raps are about, like, some sad shit. Like, he'll rap about, like, I mean, he rapped about, like, his baby mama passing away, so on and so forth. And I asked him, like, why is it that you can rap your ass off? You're a happy person. Like, literally a photo I took of him, he's like, you know, both thumbs up and everything. And I'm like, how do you keep that up? And he said, like, music is really just the outlet for him to purge all the darkness out, you know? Like, that's the real stuff. Do you feel that same way, too?
Yeah, I think that's a really, really accurate way to portray that. Maybe that is exactly why I make the music I make, just because it's a feeling, and that feeling is just released through that type of sound and that type of music. I think that was, like, the best way I've ever heard that worded. Have you ever said that? Like, was that, like, written? I was like, wow, that was really impressive.
Oh, no, I just have to, like, pull words out of my mind. Every
like,
time I pause, I'm, like, looking for a word, like, what word can I use now? Type of thing. So, I mean, you know, being in a situation where you are creating dark pop, are there are there situations that you deal with internally that kind of fuel a battle?
I think so. And I feel like I don't have that many songs out yet. I think aside from the features, there's only 3 right now, but all of them are relatively about the same thing too. So I feel like, yeah, I'm able to use that sound to kind of just get those suppressed feelings out, because otherwise they're just going to live in my head, and that's not good. So, yeah.
So then break down situations for us.
Okay. I love this one. So, yeah, the song's called Situations, came out about a little over a month ago now. And it was about me leaving the group. And there was just a lot of negativity and animosity when I left. So I was like, you know what? Instead of me bad-mouthing people on the internet, which won't solve anything, let me put out a song and reword those same thoughts, but just a lot better. So Situations is just about people, well, in this case, it's the group, just kind of saying, you left the group and, you did us dirty, but you're not going to make it. You're not going to go anywhere. It's like everything these artists say, but it really happened to me. And, they're just like, good luck, but very, very sarcastic. So I wrote the song Situations, and the hook, I say, like, give me a good reason. Like, these situations are holding me down, and just kind of saying, like, I'm going to be okay. And more than that, instead of just saying it, I'm going to put in the work, and you'll see it through my work. And that's how Situations was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got verified shortly after that song. Yes, sir.
That was the one.
That was a really big accomplishment. I have like a tweet from like 5 years ago, and I was like, one day I'll be verified on Instagram. So like, it was a big moment when it happened.
And it just happened.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to submit it or anything.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, it was like, your account was verified. This message from Instagram. I was like, no way. I thought I was dreaming. I was half awake. I was like, this is not real right now. Like, I was just like, whoever is out there somewhere at Instagram, thank you.
That's hilarious, man, because, whenever I get somebody who DMs me with that blue check mark, I'm like, okay, let me just, let me for sure just check it out.
Yeah.
At the very least. So it did help.
No, I appreciate
really did
that.
Help.
I did think about DMing you before, and I was like, let me work a little harder. I was like, I don't know if he'll answer me yet. And then that happened. I think the day after I got verified, I DM'd you. I was like,
Man, I appreciate you so much, dog.
I was like, here we go. But yeah, I appreciate you like having me here. It was
we're
really
not
cool.
even done, man.
I know.
We're not even done.
I've seen like so many interviews. It's crazy because people are like, I want to go to the Grammys. Like, I want to do all these things. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, I'm not even, if I got a Grammy, I don't even think I'd be excited. But all of the shows like this, like, I don't know, I love it. I really love it. I think it's just different vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how come? I mean, a Grammy is usually on somebody's mind whenever they create music and whatnot. Obviously, not the first thing. So, like, what do you care about when it comes to the creation of your music?
The fans. Only thing I care about. I feel like when I was in a group, like, we had the numbers. Like, we had videos in the millions, like, continuously. But I hit a point where I was like, it didn't make me happy. It was really cool to see, and it made all my friends happy. Like, yo, like, Justin's videos are like 7 million views, but for me, it wasn't doing it. And I feel like seeing the fans happy, seeing them repost my music, seeing them DM me and share that's all that makes me happy. That and performing. And it's just like, I feel like I've had the money, I feel like I had the views, and it didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like seeing how I can really impact these kids' lives, and the things they say are like, you helped me with depression, or you helped me with like, I don't know, like, I'm watching your live instead of doing my homework. Like, all of that stuff, I was like, this
now, I don't know
dope.
if that's a good thing.
I was like, cool. But that stuff means the most to me. So I really, really put my all into that.
So what was the reception like? You just had a show like last week.
Yeah, it was crazy. You have to come to the next one. I'll guest list you.
Bro. How was the show, though?
It was amazing. So it was at this venue called The Mint. It's like, holds maybe like 200 people. It's really small. And it's my first show since leaving the group, and it was amazing. Like, everyone came out, everyone was supportive. I posted a video on my Instagram. Like, I couldn't be more grateful. It was crazy.
Damn, man.
It was crazy.
Best moment from that show?
I don't even know what the best moment was. Honestly, I turned up really hard my last song, There I Go, and, like, that was probably the best moment. Seeing everyone sing it, because you never know. Like, in the crowd, are they going to sing it? Do they not know this one?
Yeah.
But seeing everyone sing it and jump and scream, it was such an unforgettable feeling.
Damn, man.
I'll never forget.
I could really, like, I'm looking at you right now. I could really see, like, that little twinkle in your eye. Like,
I'm reliving it right now.
That's crazy.
That was an incredible moment.
Well, yeah, you got to let me know when the next show is, bro.
I will. You'll be on that guest list. It's gonna be, like, sometime in a couple months, but it'll be dope.
So Justin, is Situations attached to like an EP or a project?
Not at the moment. I think I'm
Okay.
just putting out singles just because I think I'm still really figuring out my sound and figuring out what I want to write about. But so far, just putting out singles. Hopefully, an EP this year.
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out, but hopefully an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm wondering what your next couple songs are gonna be about too. Because
Same.
you can't. I mean, you can't always focus on like the departure.
Yeah,
from, like, you and your
exactly.
band, you know.
And I think I've really moved on from that. I think
Mm-hmm.
Situations was like the final straw from that. I have like some sad songs, got some happy songs. I don't know. It really ranges, but I'm eager to put out a new song. I really am.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what
I'm
happens.
gonna be looking forward to that, man. Let me
Same,
know when
thank
that's
you.
out. So Justin, what are 5 unknown facts about you?
Oh man, okay. I think my fans know a lot of these, but hopefully they don't. Number 1, sushi is my all-time favorite food.
Woo.
All-time favorite. That's definitely number 1. Number 2, let's see, something else people don't know about me. I love to skateboard. That's still a thing. I feel like if you knew me when I was like 7, maybe you would have known. But yeah, I love skateboarding.
You play Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
I did.
Okay,
I was
there
a
we
Tony
go.
Hawk
There
guy
we go.
for sure. So that's 2. Number 3, I used to have braces. A lot of people don't know that, but I don't now. But thankfully, my teeth are nice and great.
You got nice teeth, bro.
Thank you. It helps. It really helps. So a lot of people didn't know that. Let's see. Number 4. This is challenging. What don't people know about me? A lot of people didn't know that my dad was from Honduras, and I'm half Honduran, so that's good. Speak a little Spanish in there. Hola, ¿cómo está? You know what I'm saying?
You said konnichiwa.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
That song. Oh my gosh. Number 5. I produce all my own music. I think that's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that, and I'm not even against co-writes or other producers. I just happen to produce it. I think that's a
I
good
want to ask
5.
you this: Who is in your circle that tells you when a song is good or not?
Myself, because I don't trust anybody anymore. I wish I had more friends in my circle, but I don't even think I send my songs out. So I feel like when they come out, it's either me, my manager, or my dad. I wish my dad would be my manager one day, but he is like not in the industry. But he'll be
Yeah.
like, I don't like this song. I'm like, Dad, it's a hit. It comes out and it does well. I'm like, told you,
told
Dad.
you. Yeah.
I try to just keep my dad, honestly, in my circle. My dad, my manager. That's pretty much it. Everybody, or my little brother. I love my little brother. I trust them. They're my go-tos. I'm like, is this good? It's like, yeah, I'm not feeling this one line. I'm like, all right,
Okay.
I trust you.
Now that's legitimate because how old's your little brother?
He just turned 22, so I guess he's not little.
Oh, he's
but,
not little.
But he's still
See-
my little brother.
See, you were saying little brother. I was thinking he was like,
know.
I don't know, 5, 10.
I know.
Then I was going to get into this whole seminar about how, like, if you just throw music to a kid, that's going to be a real audience.
yeah.
Because they're going to be like, yes or no.
Oh yeah. But they're a really good gauge. They help me balance out. I'm like, is this good? But I try to keep it to myself too, because like too many opinions in the mix and it just gets weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if people are feeling this, and then I might hold a really good song back because I'm iffy. But yeah,
I guess the only opinion that really matters, like, after you put it out, again, considering who you do it for, like, is your fans.
Yeah.
And then once you put your music out, you kind of get a sample size of, like, okay, well, they kind of like this, so let me keep on nurturing that sound and let me continue with that. Oh, they don't like this. Okay, I could kind of
exactly.
put that away.
Let me toss that.
Let me toss that.
I was trying something new.
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
But the fans too. Yeah, it's a really good gauge. I think right now all my songs are doing equally as well as the last. So now it's confusing. So I'm like, so you guys like this, or like you want something else? Like, let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good, man. I can't wait to hear the project,
Thank you.
anything that you have coming out, because I think the more you feed into your fans and what they want, then the more you're just going to figure out yourself and how you can better your music too.
100%.
So Justin, where can everybody find you, man?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at JustinBernardez_. I'm trying to get rid of that underscore right now, but at JustinBernardez_. Instagram's my main platform. So yeah, just Instagram.
There we go, man. This is the Lunch Table, Food for Thought. I'm Nico Blitz, Justin Bernardez, and we are out, everybody.
Yes, sir.